Welcome to Thursday, March 11th. We are one day closer to a weekend. Hopefully this video finds you all in good health. This is a video for those people absent. I've heard quite a few people are going to be gone for baseball or softball or rodeo, stuff like that. So hopefully you all do well. We see you back soon enough. For your self-start today, we are continuing with circles. So we're going to be practicing some stuff we've learned recently. So how do you go from a circumference to a radius? So to go forward, remember from radius to circumference, we're multiplying. So to go backwards, we're going to be dividing. So we're going to do our circumference divided by 3.14. And that's going to give us our diameter. And then we're going to go from diameter to radius by dividing by 2. So that's how you would go backwards. So if my radius is 15 inches, what's my circumference? So this time I'm going forward. So we're going to do 2 times our radius times pi, which is 3.14. So I'm going to type this into my calculator. 2 times 15 times 3.14, and I get an answer of 94.2. Next one, if my circumference is 21.98 yards, what's my diameter? So now I'm going backwards. So if I look up here to go backwards, I have to do my circumference, which is 21.98. We're going to divide it by pi, which is 3.14. So when I type this into my calculator, divided by 3.14, I get an answer of 7. Now, because it's asking for the diameter, I'm not going to divide that 7 by 2. If it asks for radius, then I would divide by 2, but in this case, I'm not going to. So 7's our answer. And 18 is what percent of 24? So this is a review question from proportions at the beginning of last trimester. So we have to remember we're going to be using is over of equals percent over 100. So the is, we have to look for a number. So it says 18 is, so it's going to be 18 over of, I see of 24. When I look for a percent, it says what percent? So there's my x over 100. So we're going to multiply numbers that are diagonal. So we do 18 times 100. And then we're going to divide by 24. And we get an answer of 75. And because it's percent, I'm going to put the percent sign. There's your Chuck Norris facts for the day. As far as the information goes, we've got a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. First off, you're going to have your first feedback on circles. You just need to know how to go from a radius to diameter to circumference. You need to know how to solve for circumference and area. And area is what we're going to be practicing today. Tomorrow is also our Pi Day celebration, so come tomorrow and we're going to dot the room. So you'll find out tomorrow what that means. Tomorrow is also, again, it's a busy day, our end of trimester celebration dance. Everybody can go that's here. If you don't want to go to a dance, that's fine. There's another activity in Ms. Coombs' room. You can go to that. We're going to be offering refreshments and photographs, and it's just going to be a good hour and a half of just kind of chilling and hanging out with friends and dancing and stuff. So the only thing we ask is just use your common sense while you're there. Don't cause problems. Don't be stupid. And everything will go smooth. For today, we've done the self-start. We're going to be doing area of a circle. So to start off, we're going to talk about the world's largest pizza. So this is a world record. So this is a photograph of it. So when I look at it, I see, wow, they're using some cranes. So there's some people, but look how small those people are compared to the pizza. So I wonder, how did they get it there, or how do they cook it? That would just be interesting to me. And students will be predicting the diameter of the pizza in feet. So they're going to predict how wide they think that this pizza is. So there's the YouTube video. We're not going to watch it on this video. You can do that on your own. But the world's largest pizza had a diameter of 121 feet. So my first question is, what's the radius? So if the diameter is 121 and we need to go to radius, we need to divide it by 2. So 121 divided by 2 gives me an answer of 60.5. So the distance from the center of the pizza to the outside is 60.5 feet. That's a big pizza. So how big around is the pizza? So what's the circumference? So the circumference, we have to do, or we can do our diameter, which is 121, and we can times it by 3.14. So I'm going to do 121 times 3.14, and that gives me an answer of 379.94 feet. So this pizza is 379.94 feet around. That's, again, a really big pizza. So how much space does this pizza cover? What's the area? Well, we don't know how to solve that just yet. So here's how to do it. So the A, that's your area, equals pi times the radius squared. So now this squared means that you're going to times the radius by itself. So this is not times by 2. There is a squared button on your calculator, or you can just take that number and multiply it again. So for our world record pizza, we'll get to that in a moment. But for example, if the radius is 4, then our equation would look like this. Pi, which is 3.14, times 4 squared, or you could say times 4 times 4. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 4 squared, and I get an answer of 50.24. So now this one's a little bit trickier as far as how to solve area compared to like circumference, for example, because we really have not done much with exponents. So that squared, again, just means you're multiplying that number by itself. So to go back, let's see, hold on, and let's go back. So if we go back to our world record for pizza, we have to be able to use area equals pi r squared. So pi is 3.14 times by the radius. We look up here, and the radius we said was 60.5. And we need to square that 60.5. So I'm going to type in my calculator 3.14 times 60.5, and then I'm going to hit the squared button. Or you could do 3.14 times 60.5 times 60.5. And that's going to give us a really big number. It's going to give us an area of 11493.185 feet. So what that means is that this pizza covers 11,493.185 square feet. That is a big pizza. That's the size of a parking lot. So this pizza right here, they did like in a parking lot of a store. So that's how big it was. That's a big pizza. That's a lot of pizza. So the one thing, again, to remind you of, the r squared, the radius squared, is not the same as 2 times r. So if the radius is 6, r squared is saying 6 squared, which is 6 times 6, which is 36. 2r is saying 2 times 6, which is 12. So they're definitely not the same. So don't get those confused. If you don't have the x squared button, that's your exponent on your calculator, by the way. If you don't have that, remember, again, you can just say 6 times 6 instead of 6 squared. So we're going to do just a couple of examples to go over area. So we're going to start off talking about earthquakes, since the earthquake here in Utah happened about a year ago almost. So we'll talk about this. So the distance from intense shaking from the epicenter of a particular earthquake to the outer edge was about 134 miles. So that means from here clear out to here was 134 miles. To the nearest square mile, what was the area? So we're going to do area equals pi r squared. Oh, that's really bad. This mouse is not working very well. I apologize for the sloppiness. So we're going to do 3.14 times my radius, which we just said was 134. We're going to square it. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 134 squared, which gives me an answer. It's, again, a really big number, 56,381.84 miles. That's how many square miles this earthquake hit. So if you think about it, for the earthquake that happened about a year ago, we felt it here in Tremonton, but it happened in Salt Lake. So that's about 70 miles. So we could actually figure out how many square miles that earthquake was felt if we wanted to. So really big. So what do we do if the problem gives us a diameter instead of a radius? Because remember, the formula is area equals pi times the radius squared, not the diameter. So if it gives us a diameter instead of a radius, we have to remember that we have to divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius. So we have to do that first. So let's talk about hurricanes. So it says the diameter of the eye of a certain hurricane was 30 miles. So again, the diameter would be from this side through the center to this side. So we want to say we need to divide our diameter first by 2. So we're going to do 30 divided by 2, which is 15. So that's our radius. So now we're going to do pi times the radius squared. So we're going to do 3.14 times 15. Remember, 15 is my radius now, squared. So we're going to do 3.14 times 15 squared. And that's going to give us an answer of 706.5 miles. That's how many miles the eye of the hurricane is. So in this case, the eye would be this point right here. So this right here would be 30. I'm going to stop right there. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us through email or Canvas. Hopefully we see you back in good shape and pretty soon. Have a great day.